Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stretch the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand, or 10,000 Kenyan shillings, or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.
Hello everyone, it's me, Demetra Kaye of the Demetra Kaye Show here on YouTube, and a proud contributor of the African Diaspora News channel and the African Diaspora News Insider. If you could please do me a favor and subscribe to all channels, I would greatly appreciate it. So, Auntie Monique, or Monique, as you guys might know, of the Parkers and all the comedy shows and all of that, she has something to say about women wearing bonnets out in public. Check it out.
And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap, but I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of, let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough shit out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride. I'm not saying you don't have pride, but the representation that you're showing, someone would have to ask you to know that you had it. So my sweet babies, for the ones that do call me auntie, I love you for real. Even the ones that don't, I love y'all asses too. But the babies that say auntie to me, please listen to auntie. Always have pride in your representation of you.
So as you saw there, you know, Monique, as lovingly as she could, she admonished women for being out in public with pajamas and bonnets and just, you know, everything that you really should wear inside the house, right? She said that she was at the airport on her way to go do a show, and she said she couldn't even keep count of all the women, the sisters, wearing the bonnets and the pajamas and all of that. And she asked a really good question, and that is, when did we lose pride? Like, when did we lose pride in ourselves, you know? Because most of us who are old enough, you know, our grandmothers and our mothers, they would never, ever be caught outside dressed that way, right? That's inside attire. And, you know, Tammy Roman, who is of the Bonnet Chronicles, she said a lot of people were tagging her in what Monique said. And she says, you know what? Even though I have the Bonnet Chronicles as one of my brands, I agree with her. She says, I wear a bonnet in the house. I don't wear that stuff outside. She says that, you know, she was brought up differently too, and her mother thought it was inappropriate to be rolling around because back in the day, you know, people would roll around with rollers in their hair. So she said her mom taught her differently. And so while that is her brand, she doesn't, you know, go outside like that. And so she agreed with Monique, and I agree with Monique. I travel and I go to the airport and I see it too, or sometimes I see groups of women with bonnets on. And I'm like, what is this? Like, why are we doing this, right? You know, it's just somewhere, like Monique said, we have lost our way. We have lost our pride. We have lost the need to be appropriate. Now, I guess there's nothing salacious about wearing a bonnet or pajamas outside unless it's some negligees, right? But it's just inappropriate, you know. And like she said, how we present ourselves, not just us as Black women, but just in general, how you present yourself is how people will react to you, right? And so women, you know, it is what it is. It's about time that somebody, and I'm glad it's Monique, because Monique, you know, I think she is battle tested enough to be able to say this lovingly to sisters. But it's about time that somebody has just taken to their platform and say, hey, enough is enough. Start, you know, presenting yourself in a queen manner. And that's what she said. You know, everybody can't be called a queen, especially if you out there rocking bonnets, right? So let's start being appropriate when we go out. You know, as she said, if you don't want to comb your hair, there's a whole lot of stuff you can use. You can use a hat, a nice, pretty, you know, African scarf or something. But the bonnets, leave those bonnets at home. I mean, for real, like, that's not even like a hat. It's so you don't mess your hair up while you're sleeping and you're showering, right? And so I always say this too, is that the women need to start teaching again. And what I mean by that is the older women, the women in the village, right? Your grandmamas and your mamas and aunties need to start teaching the younger girls how to be appropriate from head to toe, inside and out. That is a lost art, and we need to get back to that. So we'll stop seeing these bonnets and pajamas and house shoes and everything else we don't want to see out there in public. All right. So big ups to Monique, and big ups to Tammy for backing her up and agreeing on it. So you guys, for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
If you are over the age of 35, stop everything you're doing right now. After a lifetime of eating fatty foods, you may run the risks of a stroke or heart attack due to plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. To learn how you can reduce your risks, visit youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856 today. This may be a life-changing call for you or someone you love. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you.
Hello, everyone. Please make sure you subscribe to the African Diaspora News Channel app on these platforms.